Okay, today we're going to be going over how to set up the easy multiplayer for Invector. There's various different packages, but the setup is going to be generally the same. So if you don't already know, here's the link to the documentation. This documentation is also going to be available via the homepage of the tool that will be available after import. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So the very first thing is we're going to go over here to the requirements page. Really the only requirement outside of Invector is going to be the mirror package. And I tell you the version that I last tested mirror with. So you could try it with the newer version of mirror if you want. Otherwise, you can use one that is guaranteed to work. So the very first thing to do is we need to make sure that Invector is in our project. Now it's important to know what version you have. You know, there's the basic, there's the melee, and then there's the shooter. So I'm going to be importing the shooter template add-on here. Okay, shooter is now imported. Now, what I'm going to actually be showing you with is currently the unreleased version of the code, but this will be basically 1.0. So just like the Invector package, there's going to be a basic, there's going to be a melee, and then there's going to be a shooter. Be sure that you import the package that matches what you have in your project. So if I only import the basic multiplayer package into my shooter project here, it's basically going to convert it thinking that it's for the basic locomotion, when in reality I should have imported the shooter version. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And I have 3 different versions here. Like I said, this is kind of the alpha version, but I'm going to import the shooter because I imported the shooter Invector version into my project. We gotta wait for this to get done. Okay, so it has imported, and you now see an option up here called Easy Multiplayer Invector, and there's only one option, and this opens up the main navigator window. So let's go ahead and do that. And like I said, you know, a lot of these texts here may change, but the overall import process is going to be the same. So, like I said, there's the go to documentation website. If I click on that, it'll bring up the documentation, which I talked about here. You can follow that in order here and just kind of follow it along. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now is the project setup. So let's go ahead and get started on the project setup. So here, when you have this main window open, this is a completely resizable window. I can dock this as well if I want to. I'm going to go ahead and pull out of the dock because that's the main focus here. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we are going to convert the Invector scripts. Now it's important to know that you should back up your project prior to running the convert Invector scripts. This is a one-way action and you cannot go back from this unless you want to do it manually, which is going to be a pain. But once it converts this will now make it so that it will not break any existing functionality to Invector, but will now make it completely possible to support multiplayer. So let's click that. And we essentially just have to wait for this to finish. It shouldn't take longer than about 30 seconds. Okay, so it's done. And like it says, we need to force Unity to recompile. So it's actually changed the physical code, but we need to actually have Unity recompile everything. So it says click out of the Unity editor. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to click back in, and you'll see that the compile window is running, and we just have to wait for this to complete. Okay, so it's done. So now we are ready to import the multiplayer versions of the Invector components. So that's what this option is up here. So we're going to go ahead and import those packages, and it's going to do everything for us. So let's go ahead and just click that and let it do its thing. Okay. And if you get any errors like this is just due to my how I've packaged things. Nothing's broken. You can ignore these. It has to do with maybe not including some meta files or things like that. But that's something for me to fix, not something for you to fix. But in terms of functionality, it doesn't break anything. So now you actually have a whole bunch of options here. Convert objects. We can convert scenes. We can perform scene tests, and we can modify team data. We'll be going through all of these one at a time, kind of in their own dedicated separate videos. But just like that, you've now imported the project and you are ready to get running.